Man, y'all look. Chicago, a city once known for its hustle, its grit, and its pride, is now a war zone. And the very man in charge is Brandon Dumb Johnson, y'all. He's blaming ICE. Get this. Blaming ICE, but not blaming the gangs that are actually hiding the illegal criminals. Surrounding himself with 150 police officers while screaming, defund the police, and leaving the actual citizens hanging. And somebody explain to me, how the hell do you have security of 150 police, but you steady screaming, defund the police, and you steady screaming, ICE and National Guard and all these people don't need to come down here and do nothing. So you want to leave your citizens high and dry, but you can walk around with 150 officers off of their taxpayer dollars? We can't make this up, y'all. Let's get into this clip. Coming straight from Patriot Osis on X.
If we allow this administration to take away due process for anyone, we will allow them to take away due process for everyone. They told us that this was about the worst of the worst. In reality, they are going after anyone who objects to families being ripped apart and community members being disappeared. ICE lies and people die. We cannot allow this to continue. We must take action more drastic than what we have taken before, because what we are seeing is a more radical attempt to undermine our democracy.
Okay.
If we allow this administration to take away due process for anyone.
This man clearly said ICE lies and people die. But he leaving out the truth that people are dying because he refuses to let the law enforcement actually do their jobs, y'all. It's simple. It's becoming a safe haven for criminals and not families, because he's steady shielding the gangs and terrorizing his own voters. Y'all, midterms is here. Get out here and vote, man. Get out here and vote. I don't know what y'all can do with this mayor right here, or how much longer he got, or is there some petition y'all can sign to do something to get this man up out the seat? Because this man is pure evil. I can have 115 police officers, but none of y'all, we don't need nobody to come here and save y'all from the streets or nothing like that. We just gonna let them tear down everything. We just gonna let the robbing continue, the murdering continue, the crime go sky high, like all of the above. But I can walk around with security. Make it make sense. All right, y'all. So we finna get into the next clip coming straight from Chicago Ray 1 on X. If y'all want to follow this person, send the National Guard. Let's get into it.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, who's a ridiculous person whose approval rating, you have more toes than he has approval ratings.
Don't know that.
And numbers in his approval rating. And here, watch this. Look at this.
Would you also like to get federal funding to help put 5,000 more cops on the street in Chicago? Would that help drive down crime?
Well, look, policing by itself is not the full strategy.
No, I understand that. You've talked
Mhm.
about the other things you want. Would 5,000 more police officers on the street in Chicago be helpful to go along with all of those social programs? And
here's the best way I can put it, Joe, is that in the 90s when I was in high school, we had 3,000 more police officers and we had 900 people being murdered every single year in Chicago. It's just not policing alone. Of course, we want more detectives.
I know it's not policing alone. But do you believe that the streets of Chicago would be safer if there were more uniformed police officers on the streets of Chicago?
I believe the city of Chicago and cities across America would be safer if we actually had, affordable housing. Look,
okay,
I'm not saying that
that's not the question I asked.
What
the Chicago.
Did y'all hear what this man just said? You can't build apartments fast enough for bullets to stop flying through them. You talking about 40 houses and you can't even get the crime down and bullets and stuff like that. Y'all gonna continue to keep building apartments until you get the crime and all the other stuff in control. Like, he still don't get it. They still want to try to point the finger at Trump. Meanwhile, to threaten the National Guard, and all Johnson is doing is being stuck in freaking denial. Who hired this guy? We can't make this up. That fool said, health and authority. We need it. Let's keep this thing moving, y'all. Coming straight from Thomas Payne _ 6771 on X. If y'all want to follow this person, Brandon Johnson is accomplice to murder. Let's dive into this clip, y'all. And it's coming from Dapper Detective on X. Let's get it.
Federal authorities took Ricardo Gonzalez into custody out in Cobb County, Georgia. He was wanted on a Chicago Police Department warrant for kidnapping, along with a probable cause for 2 counts on first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted first-degree murder. Officials believe Gonzalez, a suspected member of the Tren de Aragua gang, is the person who kidnapped 3 women here in the Chicago area back on January 28th. They say he took them to an alley in the 7700 block of South Oglesby Avenue, where he shot all 3 in the head. 2 of those women died, while the 3rd survived, managing to escape and find help.
Wow.
Authorities took Ricardo Gonzalez into custody.
Wow.
Out in Cobb County, Georgia. He was wanted on a
on yo watch. That's blood on your hands, Brandon Dumb Johnson. And you still screaming that ICE is the problem. Crazy. And fled from Chicago, came here to Georgia. Let's keep this thing going, y'all. Here we go again, coming straight from Zeke Arkham on X. So help me out here. Let's dive into this clip.
Today, we are signing an executive order aimed at reining in this out-of-control administration. The order establishes ICE-free zones. That means that city property and unwilling private businesses will no longer serve as staging grounds for these raids. And today, we are signing an executive order aimed at reining in this out-of-control administration. The order establishes ICE-free zones. That means that city property and unwilling private businesses will no longer serve as staging grounds for these raids. And today, we are signing an executive order aimed at reining in this out-of-control administration. The order establishes ICE-free zones. That means that city property and unwilling private businesses will no longer serve as staging grounds for these raids. And today, we are signing an executive order aimed at
the most stupidest stuff I done heard all year long. Y'all, this man is clearly not protecting the community. He's protecting his image. Meanwhile, mothers are buying their sons by illegal gangs go scot-free. How stupid do he sound? Seriously. But yet, a security of 100, I'm going to keep saying it, a security of 150 police officers to secure you and your family? Man, please. This is crazy. Let's keep it going, y'all. Coming straight from Dapper Detective on X. That's Dapper_det. Defund the police again. This man is screaming, right? Let's get into it.
Jails and incarceration and law enforcement is a sickness that has not led to safe communities. I'm going to work hard every single day to protect the people who are caught up in violence in this city. Guess why? You want to know why? Because the vast majority of them look like me. He doesn't talk to black mayors about what it's like to live in communities that have been disinvested in. So no, we're not going to succumb to the sickness and the evil that Dr. King warned us about a generation ago.
Oh, Lord. So let me get this right. Policing is sickening. But unless it's protecting him and his wife or whatnot, it ain't no problem, right? It doesn't even begin to cover it, huh? Boy, I tell y'all, Chicago, I'm praying for y'all, man, that something shakes for y'all. Meanwhile, while he's screaming, you know, they don't need ICE and all of the above and crime is down and all the lies, blah, 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 the people of the residents are constantly still speaking out. And it ain't good. Let's get into this clip coming straight from Project Constitution, y'all, on X. That's Project Constitute on X. Let's dive into this clip.
Want ICE to come. Please, everybody try to help Chicago and call ICE. The number is 866-DHS2-ICE. We are going to move our people away from this culture of liberal failure that has compromised our sovereignty and left the citizens of Chicago behind. Go Red.
I will tell you right now, I'm a person that lives on the south side of Chicago. Let's talk about what things that's happening in our neighborhood. But you want to put a Band-Aid and you want to act like this town is good. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how many people get killed in downtown Chicago every weekend. Don't board up things to put a Band-Aid on a crisis.
It's a shame. Awful. And Brandon Johnson doesn't do anything to stop it. Brandon Johnson is not worth it. Not worth it.
Fine.
City up, get clean. Don't make it look good. Don't put a facade on for the people that's coming.
Come on.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think he should have another term, period. I will never vote for him.
Ooh. Never. And I ain't the only one screaming at y'all. See, when your own people, you get what I'm saying? Like, these are actual residents who stay there. Okay? You get what I'm saying? Like, when your own people are calling ICE for help. All right. That's not progress. That's proof that leadership has failed. Let's keep it moving, y'all, because I ain't finna keep y'all here all day. I'm not finna keep y'all here all day. Let's dive into the next one, coming straight from Right Angle News Network.
Breaking news that we're following this afternoon. A high-ranking member of a street gang is charged with putting a hit out on a senior law enforcement official involved with Operation Midway Blitz. Police arrested 37-year-old Juan Espinoza Martinez this morning. And according to the U.S. Attorney's Office here in Chicago, Martinez sent a Snapchat message stating, quote, $2K on information when you get him and $10K if you take him down. Tribune reports the alleged target was Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bovino. A court date has not been set. Some other breaking news following this afternoon. A high-ranking member of a street gang is
telling me that these gang members and cartels and things like that are putting boundaries on Border Patrol, and Johnson's still protecting sanctuary cities. Okay. Whose side is he really on? Seriously. Chicago. Y'all, midterm stuff is here, so get out and vote. Let's let our voices be heard louder than ever. See, we thought we was doing something then when we got Trump up in office, but now it's the time to really scream your voices. Go vote. Early vote now. Don't wait till November 4th. Go on out and vote. Go. And I'm going to be an example. I'm going early because I ain't finna be sending no line on November 4th. I'm finna go early. I'm going, come on. I'm be in there and out. I already know what I'm going for. I done researched. I done followed. I done paid attention this time go round. Okay? I ain't playing no games. No games. At all. All right, y'all. Let's keep this thing going. All right, coming straight from Homeland Security. That's DHS Gov. Let's dive into the clip.
Brandon Johnson for a second. He signed an executive order banning ICE from Chicago-owned land. Can you tell us about what the Department of Homeland Security can do to counteract this, and will it impact what you guys are able to do in Chicago?
It's really making no operational difference. It was just politics for the sake of politics. That's exactly what Brandon Johnson continues to do, and we're seeing with J.B. Pritzker as well. But we are continuing, whether it be, MS-13 gang members, Tren de Aragua murders. These are just in the recent days who we've picked up off of the streets of Chicago. So when you have Brandon Johnson and J.B. Pritzker continuing to lie and whitewash the facts, we are getting the worst off of the streets, and we'll continue to do it with the backing of the National Guard, and we will continue to surge federal resources. This isn't going to deter us, and these bounties against our ICE law enforcement agents aren't going to deter us, and neither is the fact that J.B. Pritzker yesterday, right before the news came out about these bounties, he went and said that he was going to prosecute every last ICE law enforcement agent. These are men and women who are simply enforcing the rule of law that it's on the books and Congress. They're people just like everybody else who want to go home at night and see their kids and see their families, and them cranking up the rhetoric, cranking up the conduct, dehumanizing and vilifying these law enforcement agents is having real life consequences.
Now, this is crazy, y'all, because just imagine living in a city where the mayor defends the criminals and attacks the officers who are actually trying to do their job and help. We can't make none of this up. Protect the criminals, but actually attack and sign things where ICE can't come and officers can't come or any of that, but make it make sense. But you need almost 150 security for you and yours. Wow. Can't make none of this stuff up, y'all. Let's dive into it, because this brings me to almost the second to the last clip of the day. And my whole point. Mayor Brandon Johnson used 150 Chicago police officers to provide security and detail for him and his wife. Okay. Meanwhile, signs, executives and stuff like that for ICE and officers not to be able to do their job to protect the citizens. Make any of that make sense? I can't. Let's get into this, y'all. Can't make sense of it.
You, after not one, not two, not three, but 4 mass shootings, go to NASCAR, put on the NASCAR costume, and grin for the cameras.
We work hard every single day to ensure that people are safe in this city. Any shooting, any homicide is one too many. And as we continue to work collectively with our shared responsibility to ensure maximum safety for all of Chicagoans, our work is never finished.
If you truly believe that Chicago is the safest city, and unlike people around the country who are saying that Chicago is the mass shooting capital of the country now.
Just to follow up.
Would you and your wife Stacy be willing to cut your security detail from 150 sworn police officers and put those police officers back on the street where they can protect real Chicagoans?
So we're very proud of the work that we're doing collectively to ensure that our police officers have the resources that they need. As I've said repeatedly, it's policing and affordable housing, it's policing and youth employment, it's policing and mental and behavioral health care services. It's going to take all of us, the business community, the philanthropic community. We're working collectively with Cook County government, the state of Illinois, the state's attorney as well. The volume of cases that we are pushing towards the state's attorney so that we can continue to close out these cases. As
crazy. Jeff went around the book. Y'all, this man clearly just said Chicago don't need police unless it's for them, his wife, mansion. Typical Democrat playbook, y'all. Democrat playbook. Typical. Y'all see how that man just dog walked around everything but answer that question? So in other words, no. He ain't gonna give up them security guards, officers, whatever, for the Chicago, for the citizens of Chicago. He clearly said his life, his wife's life is more important than the citizens around here. I mean, well, he's been screaming that because he believes in the illegal immigration policies and all everything that ain't for the citizens. Anywho, y'all, as we get ready to dive into the last clip, I want to know y'all thoughts in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? I just want to call it like it is, y'all. Chicago isn't a city right now. It is a scene wrapped in blue tape for Democrats with a whole lot of excuses. These people are clearly asking for ICE's help. These people are clearly saying that he is trying to cover up the state like it's just, nothing goes down here. The crime is low. Meanwhile, this man need 150 cops just to secure his property and his wife and his family. Like, if it is what it is down there, then why do you have detailed first? You don't need them, right? You can walk your wife, you and y'all can walk freely on the streets of Chicago if it's like that. Like, come on. Y'all, midterms here, get out there and vote. Go let your voice be heard. We finna dive into the last clip, which is Silver Lodge, and that's Silver Lodge on Media. If y'all want to follow this guy, let's get into it, y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Let's go.
Popular BJ in America, Brandon Johnson, completely out of control. This guy definitely is in a game of fantasy land. He pretends like everything's fine in Chicago. Everything's fine. There's no crime problem here. We don't need the president to come in. All we need is more money for social services and stuff. It's like the last thing we need is more law enforcement, which is kind of a very crazy thing to say, especially for a guy who apparently, have you seen this at all? Apparently, this dude has 150 police officers on the taxpayer dime defending him. Check out this press conference from July.
Oh, we
Look
seen
at
it.
this. July of this year, a reporter asks him, hey, are you going to give up your security detail?
I just showed y'all that.
150 of Chicago's finest are defending this guy. And Brandon Johnson does not disabuse this dude of the notion once. Take a listen.
Security detail from 150 sworn police officers and put those police officers back on the street where they can protect real Chicagoans.
So we're very proud of the work that we're doing collectively to ensure that our police officers.
Shut up. We seen this. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
It's not at his private
Sick of him.
expense. He's not digging into his own pockets for this. He's not
At
hiring
all.
a private security force. He's taking taxpayer money, stealing it, and instead of making the city safer, he's making himself safer. He's
And richer?
surrounded by, that's a wall of human beings. If you have 150 people defending you, you're defended by a wall that's built out of humans. That's what Brandon Johnson is doing. It is madness. It is complete madness. And it's also a crystal clear sign that he feels unsafe in that city.
Facts.
Why would a mayor need 150 cops protecting him? It's because he feels so completely unsafe in that city because of all of the criminality that he needs to be protected from the damage that he has wrought on everybody else.
But the citizens
Make
don't.
sure to check out Vince. You can see it every day, 10 Eastern, rumble.com/Vince, or wherever you get a pod.